Hi, this is Erica Merrill, and I'm the founder of Perfect Legal Video. I'm very excited to have with us today Attorney Nicole Reeves Lavallee. She owns a family and real estate law firm out in the Worcester area. We are so fortunate to have Nicole with every week to discuss wonderful pointers on the law and whatever you need, if it's family law, if it's real estate law. There's so many points that could save you tens of thousands of dollars if you have the information, which is what we're trying to do here today. So welcome to the show today, Nicole. I know today is your favorite topic, homework. We are so happy to see you. Welcome.
Well, I'm happy to be here. It's one of those things that nobody wants to hear, nobody wants to do it, but it's such an important topic that I wanted to remind everyone once again that I'm not asking for myself. I'm asking for you.
And that's a really good point. I mean, there are certain things that just have to happen in order for cases to move forward. So when we talk about homework, what are we talking about exactly?
Well, obviously it depends on your particular case and what I need. I mean, homework could be a lot of things. It could be that I'm looking for that audio recording. I could be looking for that video. I could be looking for pictures. I could be looking for a Facebook post. I could be looking for actual documentations of loan statements and mortgage statements and credit card statements and wages and stuff of that nature. So it comes in a variety of different things. And obviously, again, it's going to be specific to your particular case. So what is going to sell your case? What is going to help our case? What is going to hurt our case? Yes, I'm not going to always ask for things that only help us, because I need to look at the big picture. I need to see all of the documentation and then be able to say, oh, this is going to hurt us. We don't want to do this. We want to do this. Maybe we can tweak this. Whatever it is, we can't come up with a game plan if I'm not looking at everything I need so that we can come up with that formulation as to how to best serve it to the other side, what's relevant and what's not.
Just the name homework and exactly what you've described, it sounds like work, and it sounds like something you're doing at home on top of the rest of the things you need to do in life. So I'm sure that people give you lots of excuses as to why they haven't done their homework, including my dog ate the homework. Regardless of what happened to your homework, how long should it take to actually get that into you?
Like sometimes I'm asking for something because I've got a hearing date in 10 days. So if I'm asking for, hey, look, I need this before the hearing, that means I need it before the hearing. I don't need it the morning of, because you're going to bring it to the courthouse and I'm going to go, great, I can't share this with the other party. Or you're going to show it to me on your phone when you're in the courthouse, which is useless to me. So again, get it to me before the court date. Get it to me by the deadline I'm asking. Usually the deadlines I'm asking are going to be, 1 or 2 days before a court date, if court date is shorter. But generally you're going to have probably 25 days to do it. So get it done in a timely fashion. Again, the problem is you don't do it, the consequences can be grave. The judge can not even look at it in its entirety. The judge could not, it could not help us, and then the judge doesn't believe us, even though we have the smoking gun document that you just didn't bother to provide to me. Or ultimately the judge can ask you to pay the other party's attorney's fees. So there's dire consequences. And again, my point is, get it to me as soon as you can. I get it that you have family. I get it that you have children. I get it that you have a job. Guess what? Sometimes we have to work on nights and weekends. And if you want your case to get the most out of it, and more importantly, also reduce your attorney's fees, do it timely. Find that time on the nights and weekends. Kids go to bed. Guess what? That means you have to stay up. Rather than cleaning the house today, I'm going to do the homework. Just like that. That's how you have to do things sometimes.
So, I mean, and yeah, I get that. And certainly I've had to forego house cleaning and more fun activities for myself and my children in order to get things done when I've had to do homework. One of the questions that I know some people might have out there is, well, it's not fair that I have to do the homework and they don't. Do they have to do the homework?
They're going to do different homework. obviously I don't know what their attorney's telling them to do, or if they're pro se and they're not doing anything. I don't really care. But yes, I'm going to give them discovery. And that discovery is going to be give me information. So I'm going to be asking for documentation. I'm going to be asking for admissions, which is answering yes or no under oath. I'm going to be asking for interrogatories, which are questions that I need to give them written responses to. So yes, they have to do that. Now, again, if I'm asking them for it, they're probably going to have 30 days to do it, but they're still going to be under a time crunch to do it as well. They're just probably going to have more time. And I'm probably not going to have that deadline where it's under 10 days, but they're still going to have to do it. And yes, I'm going to torture them as much as I torture you. But the reality is, guess what? I'm torturing you to better our case. I'm torturing them to torture them for the most part.
At the risk of sounding like a spoiled brat, how long do they get to do their homework?
Generally speaking, they're going to have 30 days to do their homework. But, you know, again, I'm going to ask for a lot more than I'm probably asking from you. So just remember that. You're going to have less time probably, but I'm going to be asking for twice as much. So the time difference really doesn't matter at the end of the day, because they're going to do twice as much work.
So a lot of these documents sound like they are sensitive documents. I mean, you mentioned bank statements and pay stubs and all sorts of things, that taxes, everything that you probably don't want flying around there with your social security number on it. There are some lawyers that just let you email it any old way. Not to mention some of these documents are super large. So what do you suggest on how to get those documents to your attorney so that they're safe, and also so that you can actually upload them somewhere where they fit?
Well, our office does have an operating program that you can upload to. It's called My Case, and you'll get a My Case link when you become a client of ours. So you can certainly upload there. There's absolutely no maximum or minimum. You can upload anything. I've seen large documents there, and obviously you can send them in other formats if you need to. A lot of MP4s or things of that nature are coming up that we can't even email, even if they weren't sensitive, because they're just too large. So absolutely upload them. It's a secure portal. It's a secure website. So I've got no problems with you doing that. Obviously the default is, hey, I can't do it. I don't know how to do it. Or it's a media that I can't make copies of because maybe it's a carbon or something like that, and it's not going to scan well. Then obviously you can always make an appointment, come in, drop them off here, or you can even mail them in. So we have a lot of different options. Really kind of depends on what works for you and how tech savvy you are.
So what do you do with the documents provided? I mean, I've heard of a situation where, you know, the opposition will send over documents all out of order just to be jerks and it costs more money. I mean, is there somebody that helps you make sure that things are in order and where they need to be to help with the case strategy?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously we want to make sure that they're in order. That's the one thing that makes the most sense, is you have to start with them being in order, and knowing what you're missing. I can't tell you that I'm missing the January 2019 if they're all out of order and they're a mixed match. You're never going to be able to understand that. In addition, you're not going to be able to see, okay, well, wait a minute. What? We just lost $20,000. Where'd that go? Oh, it's in the missing statement. You're not going to be able to even notice that unless they're in some kind of chronology. So that's one of the things that you want to make sure that it's available. The other thing is, again, we're going to look through them with a fine-tooth comb. We're looking at them, one, because I need to either share them with the other side, or two, more importantly, I need to know exactly, again, what our strengths and what our weaknesses are. So I can't do that without having that information. So once we have that information, obviously from there, we're going to be able to make some adjustments and figure out what we need. And, you know, when maybe it's something we're looking at and we're going, well, wait a minute, it transferred to this account. Who does that account belong to? So sometimes you want to have that information, just kind of go, what's going on? Oh, I forgot I transferred that to my uncle, or, oh, that's my joint account with my husband, or, okay, great. But I also need that now too. So it's going to give me a roadmap to go, what are we missing? And what does that other information look like? And then again, how is it going to help me, or how is it going to hurt us? And how can I best protect you?
So some of the documents that we give to you, we give you the originals because you need them. Do we get those documents back at some point?
I don't really want your originals. That's the bottom line. The only thing that I can't give back to you is a certified copy of something. Usually a certified copy of your marriage certificate, certified copy of your death certificate, certified copies of something else. Generally, I'm asking for a certified copy because I need to give those documents to the court, and the court will retain the originals. So, obviously, if you are sending me a certified copy, ask me. If you really want it back, I'll let you know right then and there. Short of that, again, I don't want the copies. I don't want them to sit here. I want to make copies of them and send them back to you. So in ideal preference, you're either uploading them to the portal where I'm printing them out myself, and then I don't have the originals ever. Or two, I'm giving them back to you after I make copies. Now, obviously, there's other things that I can't give you back. So we have, a shirt and it's ripped. Okay, well, obviously I'm going to need that throughout the duration of the case and any pending appeals if it's an evidence thing. And the court would hold that because once it's evidence, it's the court's document. So there are things like that that are kind of quirky that I would need to discuss with you. But obviously, if it's paper, yes, you can have it back except for the certified copies, or unless I tell you otherwise, but I'll obviously give you advance notice on that. But there are quirky things that I'll have, and sometimes you'll give me a flash drive or a CD or something of that nature. If you want them back at the end, great. I don't care.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, so there's no way to make the homework fun. It's just you've got to put your head down and do it. And I mean, one of the things that I would say too is if you have any notes that you're keeping, keep up on those so that it's not so painful. At the end, you have to spend hours trying to rack your brain and remember, or go through old text messages or emails or whatever it is that helps you keep track. So it's just very interesting to see how the process works and how well you can use all of that information. Sometimes the information you have actually ends everything quickly just because you were able to keep track of it. I mean, have you seen that?
I have absolutely have seen that, where again, I've got that, smoking gun, if you will, and I've got the documentation to prove it. And here you go. And it's, oh, I really didn't know that they were keeping that information. What do I do now? And so it causes people to settle. I think the other thing is, you don't have to wait to give me the documents. If you're in litigation, granted, I don't really want things piecemeal, but the reality is the portal's there for you. So if you're uploading a document, I found this document, upload them. We have them. And oh, by the way, you can also go and check your My Case and see if you've uploaded the documents. So I have a lot of clients that want to give me things piecemeal because as things are coming in or as they're getting stuff, they don't want to go, oh my God, I didn't want to give that. I didn't want to forget about giving that to Nicole. I needed to make sure that she has it. Well, guess what? I'm going to have it. So, sometimes it's, it's in my mind and I have to do this right now. Go ahead, do it. 24/7 access to the internet. It's great. So, one, definitely don't waste any time. Don't procrastinate and work on the documents later. People want to do that all the time. And a lot of times when you're doing something and you're looking, I saw that on Facebook. I saw that on LinkedIn. I saw it wherever I saw it. And then you go back and you go, I can't find it. Well, yeah, because they got smart and their attorney told them to take it down. If you don't print it right then and there, you lose it. So again, when you see this stuff, you take the shots, and don't tell me, oh, it's on my phone. People want to tell me all the time, great. And your phone has never fallen in the toilet and it's never broken. Really, you don't keep the things on your phone because those things break too. So again, upload these documents as soon as you have them because it's going to make your life so much easier. And we're going to have that smoking gun versus, hey, it's in my phone, but my phone is cracked and nothing, I can't retrieve any of the data. Okay, great. How's that going to help us?
So, I mean, that's a really good reason to hire an attorney, because what if you don't know which documents you need? And even if you do, what if you give them the wrong thing? I mean, it's super crucial for you to have the right documents at the right time that are actually going to help your case. And hopefully they have a terrible attorney or are trying to do it themselves and they don't ask you for the right documents. But either way, you're always going to improve your chances of a great outcome for you and your family if you have an attorney help navigate through these tough waters. I mean, I'm sure you've seen a ton of mistakes where this is concerned, where people, it costs you a ton of money.
Yeah, I mean, it just a prime example that I remember was an interrogatory that somebody asked, which wasn't really homework. It was answer these questions, right? But the question was, give me all of your criminal history as of this day forward. Okay. And they give it all to me, and I look at it and go, that's preceding the date. Shut up. We're not giving that information. So again, something that's simple. If you didn't have an attorney, guess what? You gave that information to me. I looked at it and said, no, we're not giving that out. We're not required to give that out. So I pushed it aside. We started from the date that they asked for, and we went from there. But again, it's really important if you're not, in tune to reading all the documents and understanding all of the documents, you're going to miss that key element.
Well, I really appreciate your going through all of this information with us. It's not fun for sure, but it's something that's necessary. And if you have to go to court and you have to try to get a good outcome out of something, you really need to know what you're doing. So please give Nicole a call. Her and her team are amazing. Their strategies are rock solid, and they'll lead you in the right direction, and they'll give you your different options. So have a conversation anyway to find out what they can do for you. I want to thank you so much again for coming on the show, Nicole. You're so generous with your time, and we look forward to talking to you next week. And thanks again, everyone, for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.